Hello friends, we are going to make this gorgeous fall stunner of a card using the Hello Harvest bundle from our Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. I can tell you I love this bundle. I planned to use it in my card class last month, but it was temporarily unavailable and now it's available again. I saw this card in our catalog. I'll just show you back in the back where all the bundles are. You can find gorgeous projects that you won't see in the front of the catalog. So, and it'll just show you where to go to see the main page that shows this bundle is here on page 50. Hi, Ellen. So you've got this lovely Hello Harvest bundle with the matching dies. They're called rustic pumpkin dies. You've probably seen some projects with this. It's such a gorgeous, popular fall set right now. Hello, Sean. So let me get started on making this gorgeous card today. And make sure and stay to the end so you can find out how to get everything you need to make this card for the best deal. All right, so we're going to start with a gray granite piece of cardstock. It almost looks like crumb cake, but it is gray granite. It's a very brownish gray. So pretty. I love it, love it. Oh, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to start with our Hello Harvest stamp set, and we're going to use crumb cake ink to get a little flower action going on our background. So we're going to stamp some flowers here with crumb cake and up here. Just a little visual interest to our project. Keep that stamp close because you're going to need it. So this stamp set is a great stamp set because it has sentiments and images that you can fill in or not. So lots of versatility here with this stamp set, and I love a good stamp set that you can color, especially in the fall. All right, now you may not recognize this designer paper. It is from the Boughs of Holly pack of designer paper. If you came to my retreat, then you received it. It is a very gorgeous set of holiday paper. But this page I'm using today is this, I would call it a piece of paper that looks like birch trees, but you've got all these other gorgeous products. So if you buy this paper now, you can use it for fall and finish out the pack of paper for Christmas. So you're not going to be wasting any money there. Hey, Susie. And you'll get a lot out of that pack of paper. All right, now we're going to do some serious stamping and die cutting. So get ready for fun. We are going to, whenever we're going to use our blending markers, we need to use Memento ink. So I just want to show you this set of markers we're using today. Lovely. Balmy Blue Crumb Cake, Sweet Sorbet Pumpkin Pie, and Granny Apple Green. So all the pretty things we're going to use today. But we need to start with Memento ink, which is an ink that is good for coloring with our alcohol-based markers. It's like a Sharpie of black ink, if that's the way I like to describe it, because you can use it with any color. So we're going to stamp 2 of these floral images, and then we're going to go 3 of these and 1 of these little banners. Oh wait, we're going to do the banner in a different color. And there's some, oh, the pumpkin. I'm like, what am I missing? The pumpkin. So make sure when you're stamping these that you give enough space between them, that you can get the dies around them. And then we're going to use this stamp with the banner that says, wishing you the loveliest day. I tried it with different colors and I settled on crumb cake. So that's what I settled on. I tried it in black, I tried it in espresso, and I really like the crumb cake the most. All right, hello Barb, so good to see you. You're welcome. I love sharing my videos with you guys. Now what we're gonna do is some die cutting. Have a little die cutting bonanza. So we're going to set up our emboss machine, and the set of dies that come in the Hello Harvest bundle is called Rustic Pumpkin Dies. You've got some cool pumpkins, indentations that you can do, and we're going to use these, the banner die, the die that cuts out this floral grouping, and then the die that cuts out the pumpkin, and lastly the die that cuts out this tiny little flower. Now, it's pretty obvious if you put this down the wrong way. You just spin it and you can see that it goes this way. So we're not one of those that you have to really fuss and fight over. So theoretically, we're going to cut out all this at one time. Well, almost all of it. We're going to have to cut out a few things twice. I like to cut my objects out before I color them with markers, because if you make a boo-boo on your cutting and you've spent all that time coloring, then it can be so sad. So I've still got to cut out a couple more of these little flowers and one of these floral groupings. So we're going to zip it back through here. So you can see why you're going to need the dies. Like, you're not going to want to fussy cut all that for this stunning fall card. So you want to pick up the whole Hello Harvest bundle. And as always, our bundles that are listed in the catalog are 10% off. So this bundle in the holiday catalog, when you get it as a bundle, then you're going to get 10% off. And I've got the item number here for you. All of the item numbers for everything that I'm using are listed in the information on this Facebook video, or if you're watching on YouTube, they will be on YouTube. So do not miss those item numbers so that you can grab these great products. If you're watching on YouTube, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video. That would be fantastic. While I'm cutting out this flower, let's talk about being a happy shopper. So this video is actually inspired by my goal for you to get as much products as you can for the best deal, okay? And I always love to do a great project that involves a lot of coloring, because you can get a bunch of coloring tools and the bundle. Oh, I'm sorry, Patience, that's the worst. You can get a bunch of coloring tools on the starter kit right now. So it's $155 for $99. Now, normally our starter kit is $125 for $99, which is a great deal. But right now you get $155 in products for only $99. I have a whole list of products listed in this Facebook video that you can get to make this entire card, okay? So don't miss that. It should add up right to $150 something. Very, very close. It does have to go under without going over. It's like the price is right. But you're going to want all these goodies. Okay, so we should have 2 floral groupings, a pumpkin, and 3 flowers. I think I'm still lacking 1 flower. Okay, now, you'll notice the project in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's on page 71. It had a blue pumpkin, which I'm not completely sold on, so I switched around my pumpkins and my flowers. So here we have a blue pumpkin and yellow flowers. I'm not completely against, but I decided I liked a pumpkin better. But I did love the blue, so I ended up using the blue on the flowers. So you decide which one you like, but I went with pumpkin. So first what we're going to do, we're going to take this sweet little pumpkin and we are going to color it fully with a light pumpkin pie blending marker. Okay, so this is our light pumpkin pie blend, and I love the pumpkin pie duo because it really shows you. I'm going to zip you, oh my gosh, sorry. Zip you down a little bit so you can really see. The pumpkin pie marker is very different in shade, light versus dark. So whenever you buy our blending markers, they come in a pair. And this blending marker pair is one of my favorites because it has some of the most, some of the best, you'll see, shading between the two. So I'm going to go back in with my dark marker, and you can see how we have a definite delineation between what's light and what's dark here. And you see where those black lines on the stamp are? That's where you want to focus your dark coloring, okay? And then I went ahead and colored this whole edge dark, same here. Now you can see our blending markers come with a fine and a thicker tip. I'm using the finer tip here to lay in this dark pumpkin pie. Now, you want to do this pretty quickly because it's time to come back in here. So everywhere there's like a black line is where you want to lay in your pumpkin pie. Now I'm coming back in with my light pumpkin pie just to smooth over that demarcation between the light and the dark. So I think this is a perfect example of showing you how these blending markers work. Sometimes you can't really fully see the difference between the light and the dark in a color blend, and you're like, what? But this clearly shows how your light and your dark blending markers work together, and I think it's worth it. And you can see how that Memento ink is just staying right where it is because that's what Memento ink does. So you're just going in circles until that line between, see how that just disappeared? Till that line between the light and the dark just goes away. And then it's got this beautiful shading left, which is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, I do want to go in here and give a little bit more dark, so you can just keep going back and forth. I want to go a little bit more dark here. Come back in with my light, pull that out. Okay, so our pumpkin is done. Now we're going to pop in and color our little floral groupings. Now I'm going to do this quickly so you won't get too bored, but we're going to come in and color all of our little flowers light balmy blue, okay? And I'll probably just color one set of the groupings over here. So you're coming in and you're starting with light balmy blue. I'm not being very careful here. You're just going to get light balmy blue where all these petals are. And then what you're going to do is come back in with your dark balmy blue. Thank you, Jackie. And you see where those little lines are? You're just going to pop in some balmy blue. Now on this marker combo, you can't see the demarcation line between the light and the dark near as much. So I'm leaving it as is. Like I'm not coming back in with my other marker to smooth that back out because they're pretty similar in shade anyway. So I can just fully appreciate that demarcation between them without having to come back in with my light marker. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I'm going to pop in some Granny apple. Now I'm only using the light Granny because I just wanted to only use the light. I don't necessarily want my greenery to be like the focal point. So anywhere where there's greenery, I'm just popping in light Granny apple. You could go light dark, but they're so, oops, they're so tiny here. Do not do that. That's a flower. They're so tiny here that I'm not going to get my two colors of Granny apple out. All right, now I love these two little tiny flowers here. I'm going to go with dark Nope, let me see what I have here. Light Sweet Sorbet. This flower here and this flower over here that I accidentally colored green are all I'm coloring with the Sweet Sorbet. And you can see that really pops. Then I'm popping in with my light crumb cake in the middle of these flowers. Just giving them some depth. And then I'm also using light crumb cake on my little spriggies. They kind of remind me of dandelions. I don't know what they would be in nature. And we're going to color that center in there on those little flowers. And the last thing I'm going to do, now I used dark pumpkin pie for my first card and it seemed a little much. So I'm going to come in here with just some light pumpkin pie and dab around these little sprigs, these little dot sprigs. Okay, and that's it. So I'm going to raise it back up here so you can see me make this whole card again. But I hope you enjoyed that little blending party. All right. Now, what we're going to do, you know what? I'm going to have to color this so I can show you how this card gets assembled. But I'm going to go lickety-split fast on this. And I can always go in and add later if necessary. So, I wish I had one of those little like fast-forwarding situations. I know some people know how to do that. Maybe someday I'll figure out how to do that. But for now, you get to watch me color with my greens. Green, green, green. And we're going to do those Sweet Sorbet flowers again. This time I didn't accidentally color over it. And the last thing we're going to pop in with our light crumb cake. Look how fast I colored that. Not my best work, but it'll do. Okay. Oh, more greenery, and then we're done. Okay. So, and then our pumpkin pie, little dobbies. Okay. Thank you. All right, the last coloring I'm going to do is, I love this banner, but I feel like it needed just a tad more dimension. It even shows some dimension. Hello, Carol. I'm so glad you got my notification. Thank you, Barb. So we're going to come in with our dark balmy blue. I tried light, and I just felt like it needed a little more. And we're just going to fill in what I might call like the edges of this banner. It shows on the die cut what I'm talking about. You'll see on the die cut, on the stamped image, it kind of guides you where you want to color there along those edges. All right, so let us assemble. Now this is 3 by 4.5, if you were wondering. And I'm going to start with Stampin' Seal and get this floral grouping going up in this corner. And then I'm going to get, actually, I'm going to let this, set this aside. And now I'm going to deal with my pumpkin. Now, one thing I noticed is I was like, if I do this, I'm covering up most of my pumpkin. But this is a sneaky little trick I've learned. Oh, we got to get our pumpkin stem. I'm just coloring this dark crumb cake. You can color it with blends if you want, like 2 difference, but I'm not. And what we're going to do is a little sneaky little trick. We're going to sneak behind here, and we are going to cut this pumpkin in half. But I did kind of use the same contour as that banner die so that it wouldn't get messed up. And then what we're going to do is come in with a little sneaky adhesive, Stampin' Seal. And we're going to pick up the bottom of the pumpkin, like so. And then we're going to pick up the top. And that is how you make an image be taller and how you don't cover up as much image of something that you want to pop. So our pumpkin just got taller. And that's the magic of paper crafting, is we can do illusions and make things seem bigger than they are. So don't just look at a picture and accept why it looks different. Figure it out. And that's what I figured out that they did, is they cut that pumpkin smack in half so that it would fit, it wouldn't be covered up so much by the banner. Now we're going to pop this gorgeous little grouping in here with some Stampin' Seal. It's bumping right up on a dimensional. So there we go. And then these 3 little sweet flowers are going to be adhered. Thank you, Carol. So sweet to share. I would love it if you guys shared this video on your Facebook. We'll get more people here for the fun. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm trying out Facebook Live on Wednesdays at 1. I think I just want to get the most information out there for the most people, and I think I'm just giving it a shot to see how things go at 1 on Wednesdays instead of Wednesday nights. Okay, so we have it almost done, but I wanted to add some of this cute gold vanilla ribbon. Now, first I tied a bow, and I think it's gotten probably stuck to me, and it just was really bulky. So I had got some advice got this idea from Patience yesterday. Yes, I know, but Patience showed us this little trick yesterday, and I had kind of forgotten about it. But if you want to add some ribbon to a card, but you don't want it to just be so bulky and overwhelming, then you can do this little ribbon trick. So take a piece of ribbon. Now what I do is I fold it and put a glue dot on the back, okay? Then what I do is I open it and stick a glue dot on the other side right on top of the one that I just did. So right at the same place. And then we're going to take it back, fold it on itself, because there's a glue dot now on both sides. There's a glue dot on the inside and there's a glue dot on the outside. And then we're just going to tuck it under our little sweet pumpkin here. And that just gives it the prettiest little floral ribbon touch without adding a lot of bulk to our card. And I didn't realize how pretty this vanilla gold ribbon is. It in the package, it just looks like gold ribbon. But when you pull it out, it's a real pretty vanilla gold ribbon. Oh my gosh, do you know what we need to do? Let's see what happens if we use a blending marker on it. Oh yeah, that's pretty. So you could basically make this any color you want. And that might even make it pop a little bit more on this card. Let's try it, because the vanilla does get a little bit lost in all those colors. So let's replace our little vanilla ribbon with some pumpkin pie. So, you know, when you see a neutral colored ribbon, your mind should think, what else can I do with that ribbon? So grab your blending markers, okay? Don't let those blending markers go to waste. They can do so much more than just color. And I'm getting ready to tell you how you can get a lot of blends for a great deal. Oh, that's so pretty. All right, so we have our ribbon. Thank you, Ellen. I love it when things just happen on camera. It's fabulous. Now, you decide if you like the pumpkin ribbon or the regular ribbon, but don't ever be scared to try something new. Now, let me explain to you how you can get all of this gorgeousness for only $155. So right now, our starter kit is $155 for $99. Now, before you say, but Kay, I don't want to sell Stampin' Up! Products. 75 people are on my team, and only about 5 people sell products. So the rest are merely shopping happily with their discounts. So after you get the great deal, as long as you have, as long as you are active in Stampin' Up! So you're have met a very simple minimum of $100 a month. Most of us can do that easily. Then you will get that 20% discount on your goods. So that's why I call it Happy Shoppers. But what you're going to get, what I suggest that you get for your $155 in products is the Hello Harvest stamp set and the coordinating dies, which make it a bundle. And this is the number. All the numbers are in the information on this video. You're going to need the pumpkin pie, granny apple, balmy blue, sweet sorbet, and crumb cake blends. You're going to get this gold and white ribbon. Oh, you can even get a pack of envelopes, a package of dimensionals, and a Memento ink pad, and a crumb cake ink pad. And I think that's it. Although, seriously, what a deal. So you can get all of these goodies for $155. And the great news is there is no shipping on the starter kit. So no shipping, and all you're going to pay is the $99 plus tax. If that's all you do, there's no obligation to do anything else. But almost the overwhelming majority of my happy shoppers continue to use that discount to get 20% off all their other goodies. So make sure and contact me. You can Facebook message me. You can reach out to me on email. You can text me if you've got my cell phone number. And I will help you figure out what you need in your starter kit. And I can also help you enter that because it's pretty tricky. Anywho, good luck finding what you want for $99, but you get to pick out $155 worth of goodies. And contact me so I can help you get that done. Oh, and this ends at the end of October, so don't wait.